again. Okay, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Ashley. I'm back. One more again. Yeah. So this video, I really just came to say that I'm back. I am back, like, for real this time. Wait, before I even get started, I'm gonna point this out before anybody else does. Yes, I do have on some dang on purple eyeshadow, and I ain't got no purple, but we gonna excuse that because Ashley was having some issues prior to the recording of this, so we just gonna act like we ain't know. Y'all probably ain't know, and I probably just pointed it out, but that's cool. Also, I had on a jacket and undershirt earlier, and I removed both of those items. So if you see an orange bar peeking, just ignore it. You know, try not to focus. Okay, don't be talking about me. It's just really kind of hot in here right now. So, yeah. Now that we got that out of the way, I will say before I even get into this conversation that I am a bit under the weather. You can probably hear I'm a little nasal right now. My life. I was sick in like November, like the end of November, early December. I usually get sick one time a year. One time. And I know you're saying, but Ashley, November, that was 2010. This 2011. Yeah, but you know what? It's one sickness every 365. So, you know, it's only been 5 minutes later. Why am I sick again? Okay? So I have not been having a fun time. I'm just saying that. I'm just going through a lot with the hot and the cold and the achy and then the look. So if I bust out sweating in the midst of this video, like, don't be talking about me, because it just is what it is. All right. But I am back, y'all. Finally. It has been so long. I know I've been posting videos intermittently, but I think I'm finally back for good. So if any of y'all don't know what was going on, didn't watch the initial video, I guess I'll go ahead and fill y'all in. Actually, I'm kind of hoping you didn't see the initial video, because I look a hot butterball mess on that video. Do y'all know that? Look, I might remove that. I'm just saying. But like a month or so ago, it's probably been like right at a month now, maybe a little bit longer than that. My computer may or may not have been dropped. Yeah, I can really neither confirm or deny if yeah, that happened. But about 30 minutes after it may or may not have been dropped, it started doing the fool. Okay. I have been using Internet Explorer because, you know, I stays on the internet. And it got to where it was working fine for a while, and then it started freezing. It would act like it wouldn't load properly, and initially it wouldn't load. It was going very slowly, and then it got to the point where it just froze. The cursor was visible and it could be moved, but everything else on the screen was frozen. You couldn't do anything with it, and I had to like force it off, force a shutdown. After like shutting down, restarting 3 or 4 times, it kept doing the same thing to the point where I couldn't be on it for 10 to 20 minutes maybe, and it was doing the same stuff. It finally got to the point where I couldn't be on it for 5 minutes. So I said, well, I'll go ahead and take it to the electronics store where I bought it, because when I got the computer, well, how to get the computer was gifted to me, but I was there when it was bought. But when the computer was purchased, we got the protection plan on it, okay? Because, you know, you had a mindset. I mean, you know, they try to push it on you because they try to get their little commission. But, you know, aside from that, you pay a little extra money because, you know, if anything happens to it, if a problem should arise, you can bring it in, they can fix it for free, and you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? It's always something good to have. Especially me, you know, I can be bad on electronics and just things in general. So, get the protection plan. That's what it's there for. So, I say, you know what? I'm still covered. I'm covered until May. I'm going to go get it. I'm going to take it in and get them to service it, right? So, I take it to the place. And homeboy asked me, I don't remember his name, we gonna say his name was Steve. Steve said, you know, what's the problem? So I told him, you know, I try to start it up and it starts to freeze. And he's like, is it with everything or with certain programs? I said, well, I don't know. I was using Internet Explorer. I know for sure it's doing it with Internet Explorer, but it eventually gets to the point where I can't do anything. He says, okay, open up the computer. First of all, I ain't really like Steve's attitude. I'm just saying. he kind of seemed like he didn't want to be at work that day. But you know, I mean, you know, customer service, everybody not always excited about their job. It is what it is. You just, you know, you smile, you say, okay, you be nice anyway, right? So that's what I did. I opened up the computer and I turned it on and it loaded and it worked fine. Perfectly fine. Nothing was wrong with it. Started the internet, clicked on it. He went to a few websites, browsed, did a few things. It worked fine. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Those weren't the words that I used, but it was something like that, you know. And he was like, yeah, it doesn't seem like anything's wrong with it. Like, do you really think that I would have unplugged my computer, put it in the bag, took the cord, wrapped it up, put it in the bag, took my computer, went out to the car, got in it, drove to your location, got out, brought you the computer, showed you just for fun? You know, I just made it up. You know, he was like, yeah, don't look like nothing wrong with it. I mean, it didn't look like nothing was wrong with it, but he didn't really have to make it seem like, you know, I was just playing or something, you know. But I'm like, whatever, okay, that's cool. Of course that's what happened, because I mean, it's me, and that kind of stuff that happens. So what I do, took my computer, put it back in the bag, I took it home, got home. I wasn't home 5 minutes. Do you understand me? 5 minutes, and the computer was freezing again. Yeah. So I happily took my behind back up to the computer place and I gave it to them a second time. I told them what was going on, told them I brought it. It was acting fine last time, but it's not. This time we have another dude. We gonna call this dude Mike. I'm already dealt with Steve, and now I'm dealing with Mike, okay? Mike opens it up and says, what's the problem? I tell him exactly what's going on. Same thing I told Steve. We sitting there for a little while, and I'm like, I'm not leaving until this computer starts tripping again, because look, I'm not finna get home and it start working again. So we sat there, played with it, and it did the same thing. Started freezing up. He said, okay, yeah, it looks like it's freezing. So he said, well, what we'll do is we can run diagnostics on it, you know, figure out what's wrong with it, run a number of different programs to see what the issue is. And I said, okay, that's fine. He said, but what I tell you is, if there's nothing wrong with it, we're going to charge you $69.95. Now, I'm not the most intelligent person in the world. You know, I don't know everything. I like to think I know a little bit about a lot. But I'm not, you know, I'm no Albert Einstein. But I do have a little bit of common sense. And in my mind, if I paid for the protection plan, why would I need to pay you again? And then pay you again if there's nothing wrong with it? Because I'm using so much of your time right now. All you're doing is hooking it up to another computer that's going to tell me what's wrong with it. But okay, all right, I said fine, because you know what, I'm so secure in the fact that something is wrong with my computer, so I'm going ahead and let you have it, because I know that you're gonna tell me when I come back and pick it up that something is wrong, and then I don't even have to worry about that. 2 weeks went by, almost. It was about almost 2 weeks. It's about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. I called them constantly. Nobody could tell me anything. First time I called, Steve answered the phone. Steve tried to tell me that I had already picked my computer up. I said, oh no, I'm sorry. Oh no, I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. Let me get in the computer. Okay, so then finally he said, no, they haven't finished working on it. I said, okay. So I waited 2 more days. I called back. No, wait a minute. What's the service number? Now this service number that they gave me, you know, to use when I called. Well, I don't even see. Hold on, 20 minutes on hold on, and then finally, well, I think they gave you the wrong service number. Okay, right. So get that situated. Blase blah, back and forth 20 times. Finally, yeah, you can come get it. Okay, I go. What do they tell me? There's nothing wrong with your computer. There's nothing physically wrong with your computer. Your hardware is fine. Your motherboard is fine. Everything physically is fine with the computer. Has to be a software issue. Has to be. That's the only option. That's only an option. If it's not the hardware, it gotta be software, right? Logical. I said, okay. He said, so what you're gonna have to do is reinstall the operating system. I said, okay. He said, did your computer come with the recovery disk? And I said, no. And he said, are you sure? Are you sure? And I'm like, I'm telling you that it didn't, but okay. I said, no. He said, okay, well, Well, what you can do is we can reinstall it for you for $99.99. That's $100. Now, I'm not a computer whiz. I'm not a genius as far as computers go. You know, I like to think I'm a little technically inclined, but when it comes to the actual workings of the computer, what actually has to go on to make it function, that's not me. But I know enough to know that the recovery disc is a disc, a CD with a hole in the middle that you insert in the drive, push it in the computer, and let it run. I do know that. Why am I gonna give you $100 to do that? To take the disc, put it in the computer, push it in, and make it run. $100. That's not, you ain't even doing it. The computer's doing all the work. So I asked him about 50 questions till he finally told me, but what you can do is go on Toshiba's website, because my computer's Toshiba, and they'll send it to you for free. All you have to pay is shipping and handling. Really? So if I wouldn't ask you 21 questions, would you have even told me? Yeah. Okay. So, whatever. I say fine. So I called Toshiba. I realized I don't have a disc. I called Toshiba. They tell me, well, my computer has onboard recovery, right? So you have to press some keys as you start up, and it'll start the recovery on its own. Well, before I even got to that, I had to back up my data because, well, when you reinstall the operating system, it's wiped to like brand new out the box. That was enough deal because I had to get my stuff backed up, had to get a external hard drive, had one, but of course that one was tripping at the time, didn't want to work. The computer was only running well for about 20 minutes at a time, so I had to, in 20-minute spurts, get on the computer and get as much as I could off the computer that I wanted to keep. Needless to say, some stuff is just lost, but you know, it is what it is. Whatever, cut that. Did that, started the recovery process, 4 hours. It took, well, I ain't gonna say it took that long, it took longer than that. I went to sleep eventually and I was like, man, screw it. And I just put it in a corner and let it continue to work. When I woke up, I realized I had gotten a recovery error. And I'm like, what? After all this time, recovery error. It proceeded to continue to load like it was fine and everything was cool. Like it was back to factory, you know, just out the box status. It started giving me, you know, register your computer, name the computer, put a password on it, all the rest of that great stuff. Like when you first get your computer, so I'm thinking, well, maybe it's fine. It worked for 2 days. And then it started doing the same exact thing. Never mind, when I was doing a recovery process, my computer started making a clicking noise. A clicking noise. Clicking noise I never heard before. It wasn't like a little click. It was like a, you know, like that's really not supposed to happen, right? Like I told you, I don't know nothing about computers, but I know that that is, yeah, that's it is supposed to sound like that. So I'm like really mad now and really confused and really frustrated. Well, whenever I talked to Toshiba guy, he told me, you know what, it might be an issue where the internal is corrupted, so you have to buy a new one. I bought it, put it on. It worked faster. It didn't take 4 hours. It took about 45 minutes. Gave me the same recovery error. So I say, well, my computer isn't under warranty no more at Toshiba. I know if I send it to them, they gonna charge me for sure to fix it. So what I do, I Google this little recovery error. And to my surprise, every form that I found with this recovery error, a part of the post, the only way to resolve the issue was to install a new hard drive. Now I know this has been a long video. Let's see, 13:49 we at right now. But if y'all reverse to earlier the video, you remember that Mike told me wasn't nothing wrong with the hard drive. So Ashley's irate right now. Ashley is about to go light this electronic store up. Do you hear me? I'm like, yeah, I'm pissed. So I politely took my computer back to the electronics store. I wasn't in there 5 minutes telling them what happened in the recovery error. As I'm talking to Mike, supervisor walks by and just in halfway hearing the conversation said, oh yeah, that's hard drive problem. You just need a new hard drive and you'll be fine. He wasn't even completely listening. He was walking by. Just so happened to hear something. Now Mike done told, we done ran out of tests and this and this, that, and we just don't know what to say. So I would have paid him $100 to install it. Oh, and that $69.99, when I came back, he realized I was irate. He went ahead and just waived that. You know what I'm saying? So he would have wanted me to pay at $70 plus the $100 for neither one of those things to be the issue for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Needless to say, I know it's a long video and y'all like, what? Why are you still talking about it? The bottom line is, they installed my hard drive for free and now my computer is fine. So I'm back. After all of that theatrics, I'm back. But I'm just saying, watch out for them service plans. For real. Like, go ahead and get the warranty with the company who made your stuff. Because these electronic stores, what? And if I would have just been like, okay, whatever, and took what they said. Look, I don't even want to think about this long video, but I'm saying all that to say, I'm back, okay? I am under the weather, like I told y'all before. I've been feeling pretty kind of, I don't even know, just here and there, just, so I haven't really been making videos. Not really, I haven't at all. Haven't even done any outfits of the day. None of that. But I did want to come back and tell y'all that I am here, after all of that bull crap. Mike, man, y'all don't even know. He ran me hot because he just, you know, when people have just such an uncaring attitude. I understand you work in customer service. You know what I'm saying? I understand it's difficult to work with people, especially when your job is one in which people only come to you when they have problems. I get that. I get how people could come at you wrong and you may feel a certain type of way. Because, you know, everybody wants you to fix it now, do it, you know, and have all these demands on you. So I get that. But, you ain't got to have attitude with me. Because, you know, while you had my computer for 11 days and I'm sitting here looking crazy without one, I'm sure he going home to 5 or 10 computers. You know what I'm saying? He IT guy. You know, they have all the latest and greatest. He probably got cutting edge, newest, everything on dubs. You know what I'm saying? But he just acting like, okay, so, yeah, your stuff don't work. Look. Anyway, I must come back and do this, contest winning video to announce the winners of my contest and to finally show the prizes. I know it's been, well, it's only been a week. I guess that's not bad, you know, but it is what it is. I probably would have, if I was into the contest, I was like, ooh, yeah, having the post video next day. I want to know who won, but it don't matter. But yeah, that video coming. Y'all see I'm hot. I'm like have a hot flash or something right now. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I'll be back. I'll see y'all on the next one. Deuces.